Hello everybody, welcome back to the second episode of the Jake Only Challenge on Advanced Web by Web, where we try to climb to a really high elo in the live lead using only my man Jake here. We must always pick Jake and only Jake. I play standard and I play forward. I don't do high funds. I don't enjoy the game mode. I'm not good at it. I'm not playing high funds. And a new rule that I cannot re-roll maps or tiers. I wasn't anyway, but I want to make it clear that when I'm doing this, I am not re-rolling a map just because I don't like it, and I'm not re-rolling a tier because it's disadvantageous. In theory, this could be very doable if I just kept re-rolling for tier 4, and that's pretty boring. So we're going to be seeing all sorts of tiers in this series. We might get some tier 4s, we might get some tier 1s, it really just depends. I don't pick, the dice decide for me. As always, Jake is our man. He's got the extra planes offense. You can see his powers listed right here, with 10% extra planes bonus, going to 20 and 40 on his powers. Block Rock's really good. You get that extra range, and the vehicles get 2 movement, whereas Beatdown only gives you the extra range. So, very situational that you want to use a Beatdown. As always, Adder Chuds are in shambles. Remember, Adder sucks, Adder bad. If you are an Adder stan, you may leave. You are incorrect, sir. I have the correct objective opinion, and anyone else is wrong. So, anyways, we should get on to the games to prove my point. We have our first game here in the Smog of War versus Woden playing Drake. Now, this map's pretty interesting. As you can see here, we have a lot of airports. There's actually 3 airports, 2 very central ones, and then 1 useless one kind of tucked away in the corner. I don't really know why that's there. I feel that's a little silly. Pretty safe HQ. We have a 2 base down here, and we have a 1 base over here. A 1 base is very close to the front line, whereas 2 bases have a bit more of a roundabout there. This property here is very contested. I didn't realize it at the time, and as a result, my macro was kind of off. My macro for this map is I want to fight here. I do not want to fight here. I want to fight on my strong side because we have 2 base, 1 airport versus 1 base, 1 airport, which is exactly what I want. We can sort of front shift stuff, but keep in mind that macro as we go into this. I actually was originally going to open artillery from my wheat side and plop it in this forest and lock this down forever. And I really regret not doing that because I underestimated how contested this property actually was. And spoiler alert, I'm not getting that property as a result. We did a little silly and forgore. My capture phase in this map was actually just not good. This property back here, I never get that property. Tee-hee, I just didn't get it. I didn't want that one. So, maybe don't copy my opener. Not that you should copy a Jake Alt opener, but, you could. I wouldn't recommend it, though. We do see a weak side recon opener from Drake, which, I don't know. I don't feel like that's a very Drake opener. I feel like I would have liked to see a tank opener on the weak side from Drake, or maybe a strong side recon opener instead. Because it's like, what's the recon really going to accomplish here? I don't think very much. He does have good vision, though. He sees the recon move into here. He does not see my tank. This tank is being very sneaky. Yeah, just a lot of infantry stuff going on right now. He's going to get both of these properties, which is really bad for me. I really should have prioritized these more. I just misread the map. Just typical live stuff, sometimes you misread a map. I do this little cheeky move. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I think the idea was like the recon goes here and hits a shot, and then the tank can't counter-strike it. But if there's another tank on this base, then you just go boom, boom, tank hit, and there's really not a lot I can do about that. So I think this was a little gutsy, if I don't say so myself. Fortunately, there's not another tank there. There's only the 1 tank. Yeah, we just see him getting everything. I was very sad to see this. Because I built the artillery, but it's just too late. I should have stuck to my original plan of opening that artillery and plopping it in that woods. Because now, it's going to be a hard battle. We actually go in here and kill his recon rather than smacking the tank. And we actually put the infantry in the woods. I think I would have just captured. I think it's very unlikely that he would try to go into this woods. It is overextension. But this is good for me. If he chooses to attack this tank here, or this recon, we have plenty of vehicles that can intercept him. We put another recon, his ours is destroyed. And yeah, we take a shot here. The artillery is just not going to make it in time, which is unfortunate. Takes 2 shots here, but this is good. Again, we want him to be fighting on our strong side. Our strong side, he's fighting to an active tank chain. We will win this. We're going to have more units. So here he did 5 HP of damage to the tank. We're going to delete that tank in return. And this 2 HP recon is just to be able to retreat and live its happy best days. Double anti-air opener is a little sus. I think that's a little preemptive. I think we should have made another tank 2 first. But who knows? I am Mr. Never Build Anti-Air. If you've seen my other games, you know I just don't build them. I think anti-air are stinky. Stinky PU. So yeah, we just took that tank as a nice trade. There's no other tank here. I put the infantry here, so if there was another tank, he couldn't like go boom boom. But we're good here. He actually eats this dude for free to be able to counterattack that. There's just too many vehicles over here for me to counterattack. See, I like this. I like this push over here. He's recognized that I built most of my stuff over here, and he's correctly pushing over here, which is where he should be. I have nothing over here. This property's hanging. This property's hanging. Bro needs to push over here. Woden is doing a good job of that. But, my praise ain't gonna last one. Oops. The recon comes in, smash that guy, gets a kill there, and we eat yet another tank. Interrupt this cap with our 4 HP recon and our infantry. Pretty good. And yeah, we even shift this weak side tank over here to join the fray, so now we're just completely outgunning them. Although we are a bit overextended, because by shifting this tank here, we're 1 turn away from the airport. Now, to be fair, these are Drake copters, so they're 30% weaker, and there's no comm tower on this map, ladies and gentlemen. Not a comm tower to be seen, so they don't do a lot of damage. I don't know why we didn't stay on the mountain and hit this tank. I think that's a mistake. But yeah, see, this is where I disagree with what he's doing. He's setting everything over here to try to salvage this, but if he just scorched earth me, he'd be fine. So all these vehicles mean there's a little infantry over here. But he sends everything over and takes all this pressure off of my weak side, which means I can defend very easily with no units. Or, well, minimal units, I should say. Yeah, recon is in, gets another shot there. Kill that. And I use this little infantry, cheeky little infantry, to block these tanks from being able to come reinforce. We hide our anti-air in the woods. See, guys, I know what anti-air are. I built one. Are you proud of me? I built an anti-air. Look at it. Isn't it beautiful? I don't know why we sacked this 1 HP infantry into this guy. I don't understand. I think the anti-air would have one-shot it either way, but maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, we get trapped on my artillery over here, which is very funny. We are overextending a bit here. Yeah, like I said, he's gone all in on his weak side, which is perfect for me. There's nothing over here. This tank is unopposed. And Block Rock rolls in, just slightly off his Typhoon at the end of his turn. Beautiful. Was so happy he didn't get his Block Rock. So we just go and we start obliterating all this stuff. Finally getting this property, by the way. I forgot that one. Beanie. We actually retreat our tanks to recognize that he has all this stuff over here. And we know the Typhoon's coming, and the Typhoon's going to be brutal, ladies and gentlemen. So we brace for impact. We're going to have a lot of repairs to be doing. Typhoon comes in and immediately wipes out 20% of my army, but that's okay. Because he has no vision. Bro can barely see. Bro is blind. So all of his stuff is over here, continuing the fight on my strong side, which is beautiful, by the way. Chef's kiss. There's nothing over there. We have a copter, and that's it. So we clean off this infantry. Use a copter over here as well as a tank to pretty much kill this tank. And we are just readying our assault over here. We have all of our stuff. Look at all this stuff that we have over here. This is feeling pretty good. We're going to be loading more stuff and adding it to the fire. The only problem is these 2 tanks are kind of out of the fray right now. They don't really have a whole lot to be doing. And this artillery as well has been trapped in this corner the whole game. So a little bit of my eco is trapped on the other side of the map where it can't be helpful. But these infantry are just strong enough to keep them out, keep them from hitting all my precious, precious vehicles. This is an overextension. We're within 1 turn of the base. I don't know why we're doing all that. That feels a little silly to me. What's interesting is we don't attack the tank. I guess he thought maybe there would be a battle copter here to counterattack. Instead opting to attack the Recon, which is fine. But all this stuff's dead. This side is cooked. Bro messed up. So if that's going to get shot, that's getting hit. We have a lot of stuff. All this. What are these tanks? Beautifully all rolling out. Move these schlop infantry. Attack there. Got another tank hit. Finish this off. Go in the city. Make sure we can't capture that. Beautiful. Infantry even does a little bit more chip. We build 2 copters and some infantries. So at this point I'm feeling pretty good, but we are nearing the next typhoon. That never comes. That doesn't come. Because Drake early resigns. I don't really get the resign here. So, the thing is, Drake spent the entire game over here fighting on my 2 base, and this is just not what you wanted. I don't know why we picked Drake when we were constantly continuing a brawl when Jake is better in a brawl. Like, in a brawl, Jake is better than you. Drake's... Again, I talked about this a bit in the Olaf video from the first one, in the Olaf match. Drake is a CO whose entire identity is composed in that power. Not as much, like, yes, he has the naval stuff. I'm not going to pretend that doesn't matter. But let's be real, people are picking Drake because of the global damage. Drake has an income lead, and he's continuing a brawl on my strong side, and that's really where I think Woden just kind of dropped the ball. Drake, you want to get your income lead and then kind of sit on it. I'm the one who has to make something happen. You don't have to keep brawling into my strong side. We aren't going to push here. There's 2 bases in an airport versus 1 base, 1 airport. You had to send a bunch of units over here to even have the chance you did, and I still clobbered them. This is just a case of bad macro, ultimately. And I'm not being mean. I'm simply critiquing here. Drake needs to work on his macro game. Obviously, I misread the map. Like, I didn't get these cities. I never got this, so my capture game was bad, right? That was what I did wrong. But Woden, we shouldn't have resigned here, bud. You could have easily pulled back. I'm not going to go attacking that far deep. And I don't have any infantry to capture anyway. This is a thing as well, is with Drake and his global damage, you weaken all the enemy infantry, so they're not going to be able to capture as much. What Drake needs to do here is send this copter over here, use these copters to hit these tanks, and then just send everything north, and put the pressure here and here. You don't need... the artillery's in this woods, right? Just stay out of its range. You have this city. I'm not going to be able to take it from you. Go over here. Fight over here. Fight on your strong side, Woden. Why are we fighting over here? You should have been happy you got this city and then just left. Kudos on you for getting this one, by the way. But we just stayed too long here. So, my advice to Woden is, don't worry, resign. You're nearing the 2nd typhoon. But also, don't fight on your opponent's strong side for that long when you have a perfectly good strong side of your own that can do things. Look at all these healthy, happy infantry that are ready to come capture my properties. So, even though I won this one, bit of an undeserved win, but hey, sometimes you win because you win. Sometimes you win because your opponent loses. On to the next game. Next game here, we have a standard mixed base match. Now, people who know me know that I am not very good at mixed base, at least on a first playthrough. Reason for that is I'm bad at reading them. So my macro on this map, when I first read it, was, oh, well, this is the weak base because these 2 bases can link up to kill it. Not true. This is the weak base because look at this clear line that you can go over here and this pretty unimposed path from over here to kind of pincer it. And with these narrow bridges that keep you locked in. So I misread this map and had bad macro as a result. Talk about bad macro. This map, this made me fight tooth and nail. No airports on this map, so Jess is a fantastic CO here. I think Jess is definitely the pick on this map. If I was playing on like my main account, I probably wouldn't pick Jake. I probably would pick Jess as well. Maybe not Adder. Adder kind of likes airports. There's no airports on this map. This is all tank, and when it's all tanked, it's all Jess, baby. But sure, she has worse infantry, and it's mixed base, but it's only 3 base mixed base. It's not 4. If it was 4 base mixed base, maybe it'd be a bit different, but it's 3 base mixed base. So we're just moving out and doing all the capture stuff right now. There's nothing too crazy going on. Red made a beeline for this Tom Tower. I actually don't get my Tom Tower for quite some time. I've grown to value Tom Towers a lot less these days. Because like they're nice to have, but they're not everything. I actually built a mech here because my mindset was, well, if he sends the tank over here, he can get a free hit. So if I build a mech, I can put it here. But he just sends the tank down. Because again, my opponent has better macro than me. He's already putting the pincer on. So this mech ends up doing basically nothing the entire game. Spoiler alert. Because I am still at the point where I don't understand the macro of this map. So that's a bit of a blunderoo. I also didn't get this property, which that's going to come to bite me later on. This is a safe property. I'm going to get that every day of the week. I should have prioritized making sure I got this locked down. So, and just some macro mistakes. So I put my tank on the city here because I think it's a pretty smart move. And we put our tank right here. It does not cover this infantry, unfortunately. So this is actually a free dude. You just have to hit from here, which is A-okay. Yeah, just don't hit from the forest, and this is a free dude. Closing in our Tom Tower now. Just some infantry brawls happening over here. Like, this was never going to happen. I don't know why we did this. This is also, likewise, never going to happen. I don't know what we're thinking doing that. And we choose the one tile where it wasn't a free dude. I don't know why we didn't hit from here, because now this isn't a free dude. Now, granted, I'm fighting into Jess, and I don't have a Tom Tower, so that doesn't feel great, but I'm still going to take this shot. 7-6 doesn't feel great. We're kind of turtling over here, because, again, we blundered so hard in our opener, which is going to be a common theme here, is me choking really hard on the opener. He's capturing the lab. I don't care about the lab. I've got this lab. I built an artillery, so I'm realizing now, oh, I need to start applying pressure. So let's build an artillery. He shoots back 4-4. God, it feels really bad. We're going to lose this property. We're going to lose this property. Just a little heads up. Things are not okie dokie right now. Fortunately, we are going to hard win over here. There's really nothing he can do to stop this long term. Because these tanks are just out of position. Yeah, these forests over here just make it really hard to engage in any sort of proper counterattack. So instead I go over here and actually interrupt this tap with that, and then use this tank to attack here, and build a medium tank. I don't like medium tanks, but here there's 3 tanks coming towards my 1 base. I need something to defend, and if they choose to go in, I have a medium tank covering, and they have no artillery, I do. So that feels pretty good. We managed to get the kill over here, and we're ready to capture our Tom Tower. Again, we were always going to get this Tom Tower. They couldn't really stop that long term. Meanwhile, over here, not a lot's happening. It's pretty much just capture stuff and do stuff like that. We interrupt this cap. I don't know how I feel about that. Goes over here. Again, we're not going to be able to stop me getting the Tom Tower. Actually, there's a join cap here, which I don't hate. And yeah, we just attacked in the medium base range. This tank as well doesn't cover it because of how this is positioned. I hate the terrain on this 1 base. It's so bad. But we're going to come in. We're going to attack this full health tank, so it doesn't feel too bad. We get a nice free shot over here. Doesn't feel terrible either. Get a free cleanup over there. And yeah, we're just playing defense. Over here, we're just playing defense. I go for a ballsy move. This is ballsy. There ain't no reason I do this, bruh. There is no reason I'm doing this. So I can't stay here. All he has to do is send his stuff up, and it's like, yikes. So I think my opponent was playing way better than me at this point. Yeah, they even chipped my artillery down to 9. We're finally about to get our comm tower, though, and that's like my one saving grace about this whole thing. Yeah, because they're just leaving Schwab to keep the medium tank busy. So we're forced to retreat here, but it's not all bad because we do have a lot of forces over here. But yeah, you're going to see me kind of floundering for a bit. We do get to clean this stuff up. And now we're centralizing our forces here in the middle. We are kind of leaving this mech exposed in this mountain, but it doesn't feel bad. If the tank chooses to attack it, it's not the end of the world. But at this point, I understand the macro, so we have their center versus mine, and we're trying to pincer them in sorts. Turbocharge comes in. They're taking my property. I should have messages, by the way. But Jess has such a huge income lead. They are utterly destroying me here. Come in, they obliterate my artillery. Artillery did nothing, died like a dog. But despite this turbocharge, it doesn't feel super great. We don't get a lot of engagements out of it. We're using medium tanks to block. First thing I do is I take this engagement here and sack my mech. And take an infantry engagement and block rock. This is my chance to get something happening here. This is my power spike. Take a shot at this tank, obliterate that, wrap around, and finally, we're making some headway in the center of the map. Obliterating some units. We actually sent our medium tank towards the center. Use my tank to kill this and start capturing. Because I'm recognizing that I need cities and I need them yesterday. But Jess is going to make me fight for every scrap of ground. Let me tell you. So yeah, like this is falling. This is at danger of falling. We are at risk of losing so... They even sacked this infantry just to slow me down. Brilliant move. Although maybe less brilliant if you're just going to attack with the tank anyway. But Jess is... she's doing her best. There's now multiple medium tanks. Going and we attack this. This turn makes me mad, for reasons you're going to see. Or, well, the turn after is going to make me mad. So I put this on the lab just one turn away. I'm not thinking about turbocharge, but I'm thinking I'm on like a 3-star terrain, so it's kind of safe anyway. This is going to make me mad. just watch. You're going to see. And we build triple infantry because I need a neo tank. We can't keep playing this medium tank gambit. This made me mad. I'm like 8-4 on 3-star terrain? Why? I got so mad at this shot, dude. I underestimated Jess so much on this. And now, despite having the tank count over here, it's starting to fumble. But my opponent blunders a city, ladies and gentlemen. We're finally getting some money. So we just chip. We're gonna run away. The things I have to do, ladies and gentlemen, are not pretty. And I'm like, I gotta get this. I have to get this city. I need to flip something. I'm so desperate for funds that I'm sacking vehicles to try to get some. And we built our Neo tank here, so if medium tank wants to take a shot, it's gonna be obliterated. Yeah, my medium tank died like a dog, but I mean, I guess it did hit 2 tanks, so. Is it worth it? I don't know. You tell me. You tell me, ladies and gentlemen. But we finally get a city flip. It only took 30 years. We're going to get this one as well. So thankfully, we are getting some cities now. It took way too damn long. But we are getting them. So despite me blundering so hard in this opener, we are finally making some leeway. We capture that. We're going to get this. And we're just going to be annoying over here. Use this 1 HP infantry, block it off. And I even use these 3 tanks to weaken this guy. Yeah, see, look at this. All these infantry just being so obnoxious down here. I'm like, please, give me some money! Despite having a unit lead, I'm behind in unit value. I just have so much schlop. And all I can do is claw my way to more units. Just every inch Another block drop rolls in. I get to kill a medium tank on a city. It feels really good. Stop this from happening. 1 HP infantry there. Boom, boom, capture. That's another city that's mine. Let's go. I'm going to get this city next turn. We are equalizing the money, ladies and gentlemen. We are finally getting the money. 3 HP infantry right there. We're threatening to take this property. Despite how hard we blundered, and boy did we blunder, we are unraveling this whole thing. 25 units to 15. I finally feel like we're back in it. And they resign. This match was so stressful when it happened. I don't think I can undersell. Because I punted that opener. I did so bad out of the gate against a CO who's better than me. They understood the map's dynamics way better. They understood that this was the weakest base. They properly punished me. And man, like that artillery buy was really bad. I don't know what I was cooking with that. They ate my medium tank the second they had opportunity to. I think Jess's problem is that they had so much money. And there were several times where I'm like, they're going to buy a Neo tank, and they just didn't. Neo tanks are so strong. I made up for it by being able to successfully eat this medium tank for free. This medium tank died for nothing. Like, yeah, they're going to be able to strike me back from here, but we have a Neo. And like, we're getting this property for sure. We're getting this property for sure. We have 2 properties happening. This isn't going to flip. But even if they join cap, we win this. So, yeah, very tough. Jess made me work for every inch of this game. This has been very tough. I definitely could have played a lot better, but... Ladies and gentlemen, there's one more game. We don't have to watch this one. If you don't want to watch the third game, you can leave. You're still here. You want to watch the third game? All right. All right, you wanted to watch the third game. Here we are. Here we are. What's wrong? Why are you looking at me like that? I just want you to look at the map for 5 seconds, and I want you to tell me what you think is wrong here. We are Sami in a base light map. I am so sorry for what you're about to witness. Yeah, you know those first 2 matches where there was some back and forth and some dynamics? Yeah, you're not getting that here. Fun fact, I actually left a comment on this map. This is Smog of War. I don't like this map. I think this map's bad. Why do I think it's bad? Overpowered spy mechanics. Woo! I love overpowered spy mechanics. Let's go! I love playing Fog of War, but it's really standard. I do not like this map. I think this map should not be A rank. So let's talk about the map before we get into this catastrophe of a game. So you have an airport here, but it's locked behind a pipe seam, and there's an enemy T-copter on it that spies on your base. You have this infantry on a pipe that can view your base or capture the comm tower. And ladies and gentlemen, you should almost never capture the comm tower. It's just not worth it. The amount of intel you get seeing both bases is so good that I'd argue it trumps getting the comm tower every day. Like maybe there's some CO differences where you'd want it, but man, is it rough. Plus the airport, you have to go around here to go get it. The T-copter is going to take like 3 to 4 infantry shots to kill. It's so lame. I do not like this map. I don't like that the airport's behind a pipe seam. I don't like that they can see both my bases. I don't like that the only comm tower is on an island. I hate this map. It's bad. It's stinky. And if I could have re-rolled, I would have. But here we are. Fighting Sami. Alright. I'm going to apologize to the Advanced Wars by Web community for what you're about to witness. Go on. Immediately, captures the comm tower day 1. There's no fighting. Why are we doing this? We're just giving away knowledge. Vision? Nah. Who needs it? Who needs vision? So already my opponent has thrown away one of the biggest advantages of the map. My penguin's going to stay right there on this pipe. He ain't moving. So, just infantry. So what kind of vehicle do you think Sami's going to open up with? Recon? Tank? Artillery? Who knows? Who knows? I actually built an artillery as an opener. I'm like, okay. I have perfect knowledge that there's no tanks or recons to punish me, so why not build an artillery? Because, you know, who needs steering in Smog of War, right? We don't need any surprise factor. That's for nerds. We have perfect knowledge of every unit that's built, because this map is good. So Penguin's just moving out. Artillery is here. I built a recon. He knows about the recon. He can see the recon. It's right there. They have perfect knowledge of it. So Sami's going to definitely build a tank. Almost certainly to counter my recon. Or they just build more infantry. So I'm like, okay, cool. I can be as aggressive as I want with this recon because I have perfect knowledge of every unit built. This recon here, I can send it north. I built 2 more recons. I'm playing like I'm Sturm. Because this map gives me perfect vision of both bases at the low cost of a comm tower. This is a free dude. I know there's no vehicles, and I know there's no infantry in these squares. This is a free dude. Free dude! Infantry just moving out. I built a tank. I don't know why. There's no tanks. $21,000 funds in Sami's bank. What do you think they're going to open, gamers? Just moving infantry forward. Just into the dark. That's right! If you just rocket artillery, you win! I can just be as a... If you just Sami would open rocket artillery, ding 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 ding, you win nothing! So infantry, just some infantry fights. But in this recon, I can be as aggressive as I want because I have perfect knowledge of every unit Sami has built because this map is so good. Also, the artillery just kind of moves. We finally see a tank, the rare Day 9 tank opener. You never heard of it before? I think now is when I finally get my comm tower. I think I would now finally gave up my knowledge. Yeah, just free dudes. I know there's nothing over here. No point playing safe when you have perfect knowledge. God, I hate this map. This is one of the worst. Why is this A rank? I've gotten maps B ranked for having less powerful spy mechanics than this. This map is something, and we're just sending infantry forward. Why is the artillery back here? So anyways, we're going to capture their cities now. This rockets is firing from the base. I'm so sorry. I gave you the opportunity to leave. You could have been done. You could have said, gee, Sheikah, those first 2 games were so good, I don't need any more. My tummy is full. But no, you decided to stick around because you thought there'd be something of substance. Well, congratulations. You're seeing a mess of a match. They finally free the we both freed our stuff. The T-Topters are just chilling. T-Topters should run away. It don't. Really funny move is I should have moved my T-Copter right over here. Boom. Just free dudes. Just free guys. What do you want me to say? I know they have like 2 dudes on the map. There's nothing to comment on. I build an APC, because why not? I could build a pipe runner and not use one of my bases and still win at this point. We join? Sure. That's what you want to do when you're down to 11 units versus 25, is join your infantry. As Sami. You don't need infantry as Sami. Whoever needed infantry as Sami? I blocked the... We didn't even capture the airport. We just cleared it. Recons. Boomba. Boomba. Tank strike from friendly city. Yeah, send everything over. What are they going to do about it? Go to Neo. Why not? What do I even say, man? Anti-air. I don't have it captured yet. Why are we building an anti-air? You know I can't have the airport captured yet. So why are we building an anti-air? Block the medium tank in with a 3 HP recon, because why not? Sami has no infantry on the board, ladies and gentlemen. You could have left. I said I'd show all my games in the first video. I mean, what do you want me to say? This map sucks. I fought someone who clearly has only played the cartridge. I beat up a noob and I feel really bad about it. I do feel bad about it. I feel bad. What's crazy is that this person is not like 700 flat, which means they've won a game before. This person has beaten somebody. I'm going to chalk it up to beating the map. I'm going to take a moment to mod on Smog of War. Why do we have a pre-established 2 base spy in a base light map with a really inconvenient airport? Just why? Why is this A ranked? This is like the worst A rank I've ever seen. Again, I've had maps be B ranked for having less powerful spy mechanics than this one. We have perfect knowledge of every build. What's even the point? What's the lesson here? I don't know. Play a better map. Don't pick Sami on base light with no airport. I don't know, man. What do you want me to say? I feel terrible. What a terrible way to end the second episode. Godspeed, Sami. I am so sorry. I am so sorry that I beat you up. I'm so sorry. Well, until next week, ladies and gentlemen, where hopefully the games are a bit more interesting than that, I'll see you all in the next episode of the Jake Only Challenge. Will we finally lose a game? Will we play better maps than this one? Will we fight Sami on a worse map than this one? Tune in next time to find out on the Advance Wars by Web Jake Only Challenge. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!